All right. With all of that said, let's move on to the last two categories we have.
The leaders.
Best actress. Jay, what do you got?
I just got to say first, before I get into that, I think I'm underrating All of Us Strangers. That's the one movie that I'm thinking about. And I'm like, I think I'm wrong about that one. I like it. I just don't love it. I think I
go
might
on the record
love
and
it.
say
I might need to watch it again.
Yeah,
but anyway, on to Best Actress. The J Special nominee here is going to be Jennifer Lawrence for No Hard Feelings. She has just a natural magnetism that you cannot teach, and is given the Herculean task of propping that mediocre movie on her shoulders, and she does it with incredible aplomb. I think she's wonderful
Totally
in that
committed.
movie,
Yep.
and just totally going for it, and just completely rowing with everybody else in that boat of No Hard Feelings. I have Greta Lee for Past Lives. Wonderful kind of start to her major movie career. I have Margot Robbie for Barbie. Again, that movie relies entirely on her being all in on that performance, and she really, really is. For the comedic parts, for the dramatic parts, she nails all of it. I have Kaylee Spaney for Priscilla, another kind of one-woman show performance, and then Emma Stone for Poor Things. You want to talk about giving yourself over to a piece of art. Emma Stone completely transforms, becomes someone else, just a bold, brazen, brash performance where she has no inhibitions whatsoever, and she is wonderful in that film. But my winner is going to be among those mega superstar names. I'm going to give it to Kaylee Spaney for Priscilla.
Okay.
She is remarkable in that film, and again, she is tasked with capturing all of the insecurities and the joy and the doubt and the love that comes with youth from adolescence into young adulthood, and she just does all of it so well. It's such a hard task, and this is a smaller film where she is asked to do most of everything, and fortunately she has a wonderful script and a wonderful director to work with, but her ability to just kind of capture the sadness and the despair of Priscilla that this movie is striving for is really immaculate. She's like now on this short list again of people who it's like, what is she going to do next? Because she is now a capital I important actor in the world of Hollywood. So
she's going to be starring in the new Alien film, if I'm not mistaken, by Fede Alvarez.
Right. The Fede Alvarez movie. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
There you go. Good stuff.
I like Fede Alvarez.
Yeah, you do. Yeah. Except for the girl in the spider's web, whatever the heck it's called, if that really counts.
Are you kidding me? That was my number 3 movie of its year.
Yeah, I don't believe that for a second.
You read at the bottom?
Yeah, which scale are you talking about there?
All right, good stuff. Ryan, what do you got?
I love that. I love Kaylee Spaney, and that's why she is a nominee for me for Priscilla. I also have Greta Lee for Past Lives, Carey Mulligan for Maestro. Regardless of what any ding-dongs think about that movie online. I love that performance, and I don't give a shit. I'll include Jay in with the ding-dongs on that one.
She's not bad in that movie.
She's very good in that movie.
It's easy. It's a very easy performance to make fun of.
Yes. Natalie Portman for May December. And my last pick is someone that really is getting no attention, but really should, and that's Anjanou Ellis-Taylor for Origin. I think she's absolutely
that's a good performance.
Yeah, really great.
My winner here is Greta Lee. I think that it's very easy to play your creator, your director. I mean, look at last year with somebody, like Gabriel LaBelle or others in the past that have played someone that is a version of their director, of their writer. But I think what Greta Lee does here with Nora is absolutely special, and I think that it is it has a lot to do almost with a lot of the performances I tend to start gravitating towards as I get older, which is the less flashier ones. I know I just nominated Carey Mulligan, but I think that there's moments that all these performances have within their quietness that they have.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think Lee has so many of that under the surface, and she is at constant conflict throughout that entire film, leading up to, JD, you mentioned it, but that walk that she walks back to her husband to,
Yeah.
and she's an absolute mess by it, and we are as well. And the movie, the only villain in Past Lives is time and the ocean that divides these two characters. There's no, John Margot is not a character. Hae-seung is not a character. Like nobody's bad here, and she's trying to, as a woman, explore these mixed emotions and feelings that she has for her past and her present, in
Mhm.
order to then be able to reconcile with them and go forward. And Lee does them with just almost ease of a veteran actress, but someone that definitely is on the rise. And it's truly a performance that it. I think if that performance doesn't work, the movie doesn't work. And
Mhm.
she's truly special there, and it's a performance I haven't been able to stop thinking about. I almost gave it to Natalie
Yeah.
Portman, who I
Mhm,
think is
mhm.
giving the best work of her performance. I mean, best work of her career with that performance. I think she's amazing
Playing a bad
and made
actor.
this. Yeah, she's
Yeah.
no,
Be
but she's
bad.
incredible at it.
Yeah, exactly.
Because she was
There was
once a
some
bad
bad
actor.
Natalie Portman discourse this year too.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
a
May
lot of
December,
Yeah.
just a bad delivery system of a conversation.
exactly,
Mhm.
but
Hey, hopefully that means people remember it in the years to come.
Yeah,
yes, but
that was one
but
where
Greta,
Netflix, being from Netflix, worked in its favor. Actually, a lot of people seem to
Absolutely, yeah.
watch that one.
yeah,
Yeah.
but Greta Lee, Past Lives, my winner.
Yep, she's a nominee for me alongside Natalie Portman for May December, Margot Robbie for Barbie, Kaylee Spaney for Priscilla, and my last nominee here, Alma Poisty for Fallen Leaves. I'm going to echo Jay. Kaylee Spaney gives my favorite female lead performance of the year. And maybe I just tap into the innocence of characters portrayed in that way. It's kind of a me thing that just tends to really respond well for me. Uh, but one of the things I love about her performance, Kaylee Spaney specifically, is it's sort of similar to what I talked about with Charles Melton for May December. Because Sofia Coppola's script, as much as I love it for that film, there is a simplicity to it. It does establish a lot of its groundwork very early, whether it be thematically or narratively. By the 10-minute mark, you kind of know exactly where this story is going to go.
Mhm.
But I think that works in favor for Spaley's performance because that means she then has to essentially direct the arc of the entire film. Spaney does, because she's basically creating the character as it goes. So in many ways, Kaylee Spaney's kind of doing all of the heavy lifting for that movie to really be as powerful and uh, devastating as it is, to really navigate those waters and take it to where it needs to go. And that's a very difficult task. So for those reasons, I think Kaylee Spaney really gives one of the more challenging performances of the year that we don't often recognize as a challenging performance. But I do think it really is quite great. I can't wait to see what she does next. I think it's wonderful work.
Yeah, she's really, really great in that film. A nominee for me as well. My other 4 nominees: Sandra Huller, Anatomy of a Fall; Greta Lee for Past Lives; Natalie Portman for May December; and Emma Stone for Poor Things.
Before you get to your winner, JD, I just want to acknowledge something. Did no one have Lily Gladstone for Killers of the Flower
She
Moon?
was my number 6 here. I went
She
back
exists
and
in
forth
this
between her.
weird middle ground of lead and supporting for me, where I just couldn't.
I couldn't
really-
decide. Like I know in this case she's being campaigned for lead, and that's
I-
what's being recognized. But I tend to go back
Yeah.
and forth on what I think
Yeah.
it is.
Here's the thing. I think Lily Gladstone gives a wonderful performance. She will have a gold statue in 2 months, 3
Yeah.
months,
Mhm.
and
But Ryan, she's gonna be so pissed when she hears this episode.
I know she'll be fine. She'll be fine. I talked to her last night. But literally, I did, not to brag. But
But I am.
but I did, and I can. And she's gonna have an Oscar, and I wanted to highlight some other performances from a truly stacked year for Best Actress.
Sure.
And a lot of those performances are just like Kaylee Spaney and Nanjunu Ellis, and maybe even Greta Lee and Natalie Portman. All 4 of those actresses are not in the Oscar conversation nearly as loud as someone like Lily Gladstone. And I know that's not the biggest thing in the world, but she's gonna be fine. She's Lily Gladstone,
Yeah.
for Christ's sake. She's in a Martin
I-
Scorsese movie.
It is a
I'm
stacked
glad-
year. Yeah.
I'm
It's
glad
stacked.
you brought it up though, because I did still heavily think about her for this category.
Same.
I will say, if we did decide, hey, let's put her in supporting, I probably would have made room for her in supporting.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
given that she's campaigning as lead and maintaining the spirit of that, I struggled with her and where she fit in here. Ultimately,
Yeah.
she came in at 6th for me, but I'm glad it's brought up because I do love her. I love the performance, and I'm still rooting like crazy for her to win the Oscar. I'll be thrilled for her to win.
Yeah.
But yeah, just it was a struggle, but still love her in that film.
I mean, all these other nominees that we're talking about, if they were nominated in any other year, they could be potential front runners.
Yeah. So with all of that laid out, as far as my 5 nominees go, my winner here, and I know we haven't talked about this film a whole lot tonight. I still do really love it, but man, I'm enthralled by Emma Stone in Poor Things. I
Okay,
absolutely adore what she's doing. It's one of her most inspired performances. I love the complexity of it, extremely diverting, wonderfully aberrant. And I love the evolution of it. Those early scenes when we first see Bella as this toddler, as someone who at the time when I saw that film, Andrew was 7 months old. And seeing him on the floor as I'm watching Emma Stone on screen, essentially being the same age, I was floored by how verbatim the same the two are. Like it's incredible
Baby
the
research.
mechanics and the detail, like the level of detail she gives into being a 7-month-old, astounded me. Just being able to directly look at mine as she's doing it on screen blew me away.
Yeah.
But even as the film goes, like the way she carries herself, the specific mannerisms in her movement, the noises that she echoes verbally, it's just incredible. I love how surreal the performance is, and how it morphs given the film's ideas of sexual liberation and discovery and this self-assured empowerment that we see in the character, and how Emma Stone taps into that in this incredibly brazen way. I just love. It's one of her very best, if not her best performances. And you say what you will about the film, but that performance, I think, is just unquestioned.
Bold. Very bold and daring.
Absolutely
Yeah, I have to
wonderful.
give it.
Yeah, that
give her
movie,
credit for
what that movie does well, it does incredibly well, including probably first and foremost her performance.
Yeah.
That's the thing that really works for me as well as her performance.
Yeah. Incredible. Good stuff. Emma Stone is my winner for Best Actress.